friends, welcome back to another October Daily Process video. In today's process, I am going to be putting together story number 9 for my 2022 album. This story is about taking the kids to our local Halloween store over the weekend and picking out the costumes that they wanted to wear this year. Izzy has decided that she wants to be a witch, which is awesome because I am always a witch, so we're going to be witches together. And then Jonah is going to be Luigi from the Mario Brothers, and Aaron is going to be Mario with him, so they're kind of a pair as well. Really excited about the costumes. Now, the greater story here is actually about how my kids both love all of the creepy, spooky stuff. And when we go to the Halloween store, they are super fascinated with all of those huge, creepy animatronics and the rooms that have like dangly pieces that look like electric wires coming down. Like, my kids love all of that stuff and beg to go and get right up close to it and look at it all. And it's something that I just think is super cool about them. And so that is ultimately what this story ended up being about. The design prompt that I pulled this time is for a shaker pocket or a shaker element on my layout. What I decided to do was to pull out the tag that you see here from the Allie Edwards Halloween mini kit, and I'm going to add some plastic on top of it, just stitching that on with my sewing machine. And then I'll put in some of these little star sequins that I've had forever and ever. I love them. They're silver and gold, and they just pair really well with both October and December daily documenting. So with the plastic, which I just took a plastic page protector, that's what I'm going to use for the shaker pocket because transparency tends to be a little stickier, a little more static for the shaker bits, so they don't move around quite so much, versus the page protector is a little smoother or slicker and it allows the pieces to shake in the shaker pocket. So I chose to take a piece of page protector. I cut it down so it was just a little bit bigger than the tag itself. That way I could stitch the whole thing on and then trim off the excess once I had it the way I wanted. It would have been a lot harder to trim down the plastic to the exact same shape and then try to keep everything even while I stitched it on. So that worked out really nicely. Now, first I went ahead and stitched along the two sides and the bottom, leaving that top portion open. That gave me a little opening to stick all of those sequins down in. And then once I have that filled to the capacity that I wanted, then I would go ahead and stitch the rest of it closed. So the two angles and then the top portion of the tag. And that completes my shaker tag, or the shaker portion of this tag. Before I created this part, I did actually print my journaling on the backside of the tag. I just ran it straight through my printer and added my text on there. So when I turn it over, if I haven't already, you will see, oh, you can see it there. You can see my journaling is on the back of the tag, which gives this tag a little bit more purpose. I like to have things that are pleasing to the eye, things that are fun and festive and all of that, but I really love figuring out how can I take these decorative pieces and give them functionality so that I'm not creating bulk just for the sake of creating bulk. So that's what I did here. I printed the journaling on the back and then made the shaker pocket on the front. Now, to put this onto the photo, which is the foundation of this page, I printed a photo of my daughter Isabella watching these, they're like kind of little clips, I suppose. They have TV screens inside of this tunnel. The tunnel is dark, but it has these electric pieces hanging down from the ceiling, casting this really awesome blue light inside of that room. It was really cool and made for a super awesome, moody type of picture. I just think it's really cool. I love this picture. So I knew I wanted to print that as big as possible. It's going to be a double page, full page photo. So to add the tag onto the photo, I didn't necessarily want to glue it down because it's got the journaling on the back. So what I did is I took another piece of the transparency, cut that down, and that's going to become a pocket that I will stitch onto the photo itself. What's really cool about stitching down plastic pockets, whether it's transparency or using some of the page protector plastic material, is when the tag is removed, you're able to see everything behind it. Now I am going to add a couple of embellishments on top of that pocket just to give that area a bit more substance to it. But the tag still, when it is removed, you can still see behind it a little bit better the wall that Isabella is looking at. So here with my sewing machine, I am taking the plastic portion that I cut down for the pocket. I'm stitching that down onto the photo, creating that transparent pocket. And you'll see here, once I pull this up, you'll see that, yes, you can totally see the picture behind it still. Now, as I was laying things out, I pulled out a couple of embellishments that I considered adding on top of that pocket. Again, just creating, a little bit more purpose to that. Like, it looks a little naked right there with just the tag. I felt like layering a couple of additional embellishments here made it feel a little bit better. I love the tinier tag that was from last year's Heidi Swap collection. And then I think this is my last creepy bat that I have for a die cut. That was from the Cocoa Daisy collection last year, the Cocoa Daisy Halloween collection, and I loved those bats. I hoarded them. I used them, but I also hoarded them and was really happy to get this one on a layout where it felt like it was its home. So then for my number, I pulled out these thin puffy stickers. These are from Allie Edwards, but they are super old, so definitely not in the shop anymore. And just grabbed the number 9, stuck that down onto the plastic pocket first. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere down the second tag shape and the bat. So it's all going to create this little cluster at the bottom, giving it almost creates this visual triangle even in the layout itself, because you have the blue circular looking component in the picture, in the right side of the picture. That's the screen that Izzy was staring at. Then you have Izzy herself that is dark and blue and really, really dramatic there. And then in the bottom right hand corner, you have this cluster of embellishments. So it's 3 pieces on this page that feel heavy. Now, the last thing I wanted to do for my tag that I created, the shaker pocket, was to add in one of these eyelets. I have a bunch of eyelets in different colors. Love adding them in instead of twine sometimes if I'm trying to cut down on the bulk, but I still want there to be something interesting at the top of the tag. I picked the orange color because there's a little bit of orange in that second tag that I added onto the page, and I felt like that helped to marry the 2 tags together. And I just really loved the way that it turns out. I think once I do that, we'll stick the pocket or the tag back in the pocket, and then that's going to complete my layout. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this one came together today. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back again with story number 10 very soon. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day, friends, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye now.